Hi everyone, hi Nick. I have two more of the Traveler's Notebook style journals or inserts, whatever you want to call them, that I've been doing. So this is numbers 5 and 6 in this series. Same as the previous ones. Measurements are 8 by 4, wrapped in this is a piece of vintage linen, this is some vintage lace. It's just a single signature journal or single insert. And I'm going to try to quickly go through these. I guess I'll do this one first. This one is wrapped in a piece of vintage crocheted red and like an off-white lace, and it does have some stains on it, but it is really old. For the tuck-in on this one, this is a glassine envelope, and there is a page from a vintage cookbook in here, which kind of gives you a hint of what the theme for this particular journal is. And there's a really long piece of seam binding, which would become the closure for your journal. So this is like 3 feet, more than 3 feet of this. So it's really long. I'll show you that in a second. This is the lace. It's sort of got a, if I can get it up there. It's got like a bowl of like cherries or something in the center as a pattern, and then the red and off-white all the way around, and it measures, it's got like a scalloped edge, and it measures, it's square I think, and it measures about 14 inches square, around there. So I'm going to put this over there, and I'll show you the journal, which looks like this. This is from I used a paper pad from Paper Studio, and it's very retro kitchen-y. Oops, I'm gonna come in a little bit. Sort of retro, sort of like 40s, 50s kitchen-y kind of, kitchen cooking kind of theme. So it has this turquoise, and it has the cherries, lace on the spine, and this is 2 widths. One goes this way, one goes this way. So it has the scallop on both edges. It's a vintage photograph of a lady doing looks like some outdoor cooking. And there's just some sari silk in a double bow, and a couple of Tim Holtz pieces, a pin and a tag there, just pinned on with a bulb pin, and sewn around all the way around the cover. I did some light stenciling with my Tim Holtz splatter, coffee cup ring splatter stencil on the white pages. Things are corner punched now and half glued together here. Mostly Tsunami Rose for ephemera, and just tags that I made. That is a piece of vintage little note paper, Morton Salt, and this one, and a coin sleeve. I did fabric ruffles on this one, and then this little daisy trim here. And I used some green stamps for, instead of washi or stamping or whatever, I used green stamps like I would if I was going to put washi. I used the green stamps instead. And we have some vintage children's book. Did some page accents with just some layered pieces of vintage fabrics and lace and bits and things. And excuse me, I have a tag that I made. This piece of ephemera, a vintage photograph, and this little advertisement. Some vintage ledger, popcorn bag. And I did put in this one, I put a large journal sheet in this one. Some vintage cookbook. A corner tuck with some ephemera and some more vintage recipes. It's from an old cookbook. Dictionary, some more green stamps. Put the fabric ruffle across the bottom and the top so it goes through went through the binding rather than up and down the sides. There's a vintage pantry checklist. And another coin sleeve, and this is an old business card of my brother's from, this is probably a good 30 years old or so. Some lined paper, some more vintage recipes, some more children's paper, some more fabric ruffle across the bottom, Tim Holtz Botanical vintage ledger. It's a journal card that I made from some scrap, and this ephemera here. Some vintage contact paper, some more green stamps, some more cookbook page. This is a hot dog bag. This little tag in there, and some sheet music, calendar, different kind of calendar, some more recipes for mixed drinks. Another vintage ruffle. I love this. Renee gave me this fabric. I love this fabric. It's got tulips all over it. I love it. It's so pretty. Another tuck spot here with a vintage photograph of a really cute child. Looks like eating an apple or something. Just I thought it was really cute. Some more recipes. Can't get, my hands are so cold. It's freezing, it's snowing. With a little advertisement and some more ephemera. I'm sitting with sitting right in front of the heater in here, and I'm still freezing. This is just a page from a magazine. It's like 1950s salt and pepper shakers. Some notebook paper, lined paper with 3 buttons there. That's the center of the signature. Put 3 buttons down here too. Those are all vintage. Tag that I made, some more vintage recipes, and a picture of a chicken. Notebook, some more green stamps, and some more old recipes, some more salt and pepper shakers. calendar, sheet music. That's the other half of the hot dog bag. And there's a little tag in there. Another tuck spot with a journal card. Everything's blank on the back. Some more recipes. And some more ephemera. Fabric ruffle. Another tuck spot with a large tag and this large journal sheet here. Vintage ledger. Some more children's paper. Some more recipes and lined paper. And another journal card. And some more ephemera. Dictionary. This here, and a couple of recipes. This is out of a vintage cholesterol tracker book that I have. It's the other half of the popcorn bag, which is just empty. Ledger, green stamps, children's book, some more recipes out of a magazine, vintage magazine. It's another journal card and some ephemera. And that is that one. So let me move this all out of the way and I will show you the other one. Okay, and this is this one here. This is wrapped in a piece of vintage linen that's made to go over like the back of a chair when men wore when they greased their hair. So it would keep the back of your chair clean, because this could be taken off and washed. I tucked in a vintage photograph of a very handsome young couple. And again, this is just wrapped with a very long piece of seam binding. I'm just going to pull off and I'm going to show you this. This is really, really pretty. This has got some really pretty hand. The edge is all blanket stitched all the way around the edge. And then there's beautiful hand embroidery, and then there's some applique on there. And I folded it down so it would fit, so it goes all the way. So it's stitched all the way around. And this really fine stitching. It's really beautiful work. And the journal, or insert, is this here. Really happy with how this one, really happy with the cover of this one. I'm not often happy with how these turn out, but I'm really happy with, really happy with how this cover turned out. It's a Graphic 45 paper pad called Times Nouveau. It's very 20s, 30s, and pushing into the 40s, more 20s than 30s. So the cover is all like a tone on tone. And I put this vintage lace on the spine. It's like a cotton crocheted lace. And then I have this vintage photograph of a young couple of about that time period, which is sewn onto a piece of vintage linen, which I cut with Nan's Pinkers, and I sewed this piece of vintage lace on the bottom, which I cut off of a really old pillow. And then there's this piece of vintage lace on top of it, and then a double bow out of the sari silk, so it's really all tone on tone. And the edges, I've the lace all sewn on the edges of the pages. And we'll just go inside and do kind of like a quick flip through here. Similar to the last one, except it's more fabric ruffles, lace versus fabric ruffles. And this paper collection came with stickers, so I used the stickers. And also had chipboard pieces, which I used throughout, and it had some cut-aparts. So I used the cut-aparts as journal tag cards, and Tsunami Rose Ephemera, tags that I've made, and the stickers. And different book pages, and I have these little sentiments, and doilies, and old notebook paper, music of my brothers, vintage library card, and a journaling card that I made from the scraps. Another sticker, lined paper, some magazine. This is from 1939, I think. Some Hobby Lobby lace, vintage photo, and a journal card. Then they'll have that chocolate brown newsprint on the back. Children's writing paper, paper bag, and this is a sticker, botanical book, another tuck spot with a large tag, some ephemera, and another tag card, some more of that vintage ledger, children's writing paper, this, and journal sheet here. And this is one of the oval doilies that I got from Sarah's shop, but it was a little bit too long, so I just lopped the ends off. Get out of there. And some purchase receipt, hip to the jive. Another tuck spot here with a journal card and one hot tomato. Some more magazines, a dictionary, another sticker. It's just a large tag. Some more ledger and lined paper and ruffly lace. And then we got the bee's knees, and there's 3 chipboard buttons. And here's the middle, and it's just a journal card here. It's another tuck spot. It's just made from some scrap, and this is the file folders from Tsunami Rose. Hotsy Totsy. Dictionary magazine. Another chipboard piece. Another tuck spot with a journal card and some more ephemera. Some more receipt, doily, lined paper, and a ledger. And a tuck spot with a large tag, put some bling on that one. And this one here. Glad rags. Book page. That's the other half of the paper bag and the rest of that border sticker. And it's empty because this was getting too chubby, so I just tried not to stuff it quite so full. And now my hands won't work again, so I can't turn the darn page. There we go. Another tuck spot with a journal card and another vintage photo. It's got the, it's probably glued into a photo album, so it's got the photo album paper right on the back of it. You could write on that with a metallic pen or a white pen. Some more magazine. It's another journal card. Oops. Some more music, notebook, and doily, and it's another botanical book. Another tuck spot with some more ephemera and tags. And that is that one. So with this one, again, you get the journal and get this one, and it's not going to stay. And with this one, you get these here. Come on. Now, that and that and this. So, it's out of control. Okay, so that's what you get. These will be listed in the shop. They will be listed separately. So if you're interested, you want to pop on over there and check them out. If these have to get somewhere before Christmas, if they go in the next day or two, if you private message me that you need it to get wherever it's got to get before Christmas, I will upgrade to overnight shipping, and that will be on me. So it would be just be the regular shipping charge, but if they go by Wednesday, if they need to get there by Christmas, I will upgrade to overnight shipping on me. So thanks for watching, and I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas and a safe and happy holiday season, and I will be back after Christmas with another journal share. See you next time. Bye.